I restart my phone and then I have to reset the lighting and everything on it. Okay. Give me a second. Hey, Linda. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, don't look at my hair. I had a shower today. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me.
Don't look at my hair. I had a shower.
There we go. There we go. How's it going? I'm making stew on the wood stove. And from start to finish. The last time I did stew on the wood stove, I started it on the kitchen stove and then transferred it over to the wood stove. This I started on the wood stove. So it's a little bit watery. I'm either going to thicken it more or I'm going to add noodles. I don't think I should add noodles today. Hey, how's it going, Jack? All right, let me pop out the chat. I suppose people are getting bored of my live streams, which is, that's okay. I got to fix my hair. I got to do something. Hey, Edie. It's still wet, so, but you know what I've noticed, folks? It's not falling out as much. Look, last time I did that, I would have had a handful of hair. So the supplements are either working really fast or I am absorbing my protein better because of the magnesium. Not the magnesium. I'm absorbing calcium better. All the supplements I'm taking, and I'm taking collagen 3 times a day. So, as prescribed on the bottle. But my hair doesn't feel as brittle either. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. We will see. What's going on, Edie? Hey, Sue. Oh. Yeah. It's starting to feel like my hair again. It was feeling thin and brittle, and I was getting hair in everything. I forgot to put my stuff in the dryer. She heard do you want to scratch it with the hairbrush? Gracie, you want to scratch? Get up here then. Get up there. What mommy got? Normally, what's mommy got? I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you with the hairbrush. Look at that tail, just a wagging. Look at that tail. Okay, here we go. Oh, watch her ears go back. Look, she knows what's coming. She's like, oh yeah, baby. Chicka bow wow. Being as she was fixed before she ever had a menses, she is permanently a puppy and would not understand sexual feelings or heat of any kind. This is the closest she gets. Look at the ears. This is the closest she ever gets to like ecstasy. Is when, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. See her ears? Look at this. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yes. Yes, indeedy. Yeah. Look at her ears. This is. I've been really trying, baby. Trying to hold back this feeling for so long. You got to get your bum over here more. Over here more. Oh, here's the one. This is. Oh. 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 Yeah. Crotch you out, eh? Crotcha. On the other leg. Oh, those are her favorite spots because she can't reach them. She cannot reach those. So those are her favorite spots. Oh. Oh. Now, Mona Lisa, smile, please. Don't you dare. Now, Mona, say hi to everybody. Say hello. Right there. You say hello. You look over there and you say, thank you for adoring me. No, you look there and say it. Right there. What is that? Say thank you. Say it. Good girl. Do you hear that? Thank you. Yes, Mommy will rub your tummy just a little bit more. Oh, the backs of her legs. Oh, there you go. Can I have a kiss now? This is what we call the kidney bean. And if you feel like I feel, sugar, come on. Let's get it on. Oh, yes. Oh, right there. Oh. Oh, yes, indeed. There you go. All done. Say thank you to everybody for enjoying your scratching. Oh, I forgot the ears. I forgot the ears. Yes, I did. Oh, Mama, baby. Aren't you Mama yo girl? Eh? Eh? All right. That's it. Show's over. It's all gone. All done. Get that duck. Give me that duck. I'm going to get that duck. There. My shoulders last night, were really sore. I got half my dishes done. Okay, Lena K, what's up, baby? Hey, Jean Kubicek, Kanahana. I know she's never going to be done with Lovins. I could do that all day. All day. Lay down and be quiet with the ducky. Don't tell me to kiss your butt. Ho. Quietly, please. I know. She is so stinking cute, and she knows it. And she's got, like, moxie. Like, she will not look at the camera if you tell her to. That's it, right? Okay, don't make the question too long, Lena K, or it'll get deleted. Especially if it's in all caps. You only get 100 characters if it's in all caps. And you only get 200 characters if it's small. When canning chicken, can I put canned broth in my jars with the chicken? Is the chicken raw? Hey, Missy. Hi, Sherry. If the chicken is raw... Okay, here's another question. Does it have bones and skin? Or is it boneless, skinless? Hey! Yeah, my chair's creaking. I'm already starting to feel like my hair is doing better. And I've only been on the supplement since Friday. Almost a week. Okay, so are they boneless, skinless? Boneless, not skinless. Okay. You can, but it's a crapshoot. You got to be a really good, you got to be a canner that's been around a while. Because I would because the chicken gives off juice, right? The chicken gives off juice when you can it raw. So if you put broth in, it's gonna, if you put broth in, you have to know exactly how much to put in so that it doesn't, kind of overflow and push liquid out through your lids and wreck your seal. So I'm going to say, well, you know what? Let's ask, what are we going to call him? Whoops. Okay, Gemini, from here on out, your name is Bestie. I wonder if that'll work.
I can't remember info that goes against my guidelines. Here's what I can remember. How you prefer I respond. Always send emails with...
I'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. Sorry about that. That was my cousin phoning me to say... Sorry about that. That was my cousin phoning me to say, it's the 29th and I just realized it. I said, you mean you haven't been watching Bridgerton all morning? She said, no. So, hey. Okay, now. When pressure canning, can you can raw chicken with broth? This is how I use
Yes,
AI.
you can pressure can raw chicken with broth using the raw pack method. Simply place the raw pieces into jars, pour hot broth over them, leaving 1 to 1.25 inches of headspace, and process according to your altitude. Would you like the specific...
Okay, so yes, you can. You just have to leave more than an inch headspace, right? So put your broth, put some broth, like your chicken in, put your broth in, debubble, but leave extra, a little bit, like a ½ inch extra headspace. And pressure can as the raw pack method. Tina, you got to go out and come back in. Did I mute it by accident? Okay, well then if you can't hear me, go out and come back in. Everybody's like using AI and doing all this stupid stuff. I just ask it questions because what AI is right now is just a super fast search engine. So rather than Googling it, I just ask my Gemini. Yeah, so if you don't have sound, go out and come back in. Okay? Hey, Tina. You got sound now, baby? All right. I'm going to make myself some medication, but I'm going to be doing it off camera, obviously. Gemini is owned by Google, so I just don't do Hey Google. I don't have that on my phone. And I'm careful with like this. When I do AI, I don't do this. I don't go, hey Google. You know what I mean? I don't go, hey Gemini. I have to press a button in order for the microphone to come up. So, but you got to be careful because with my phone, if I press the wrong button, I was talking to Howie one day and my boob turned it on. And then it started talking out of my cleavage and Howie's like, hey, Alicia. How to make a big square to 13.5 inches for your quilt? Why did it come up? Hey, Google. If you want, how, I'm not sure I understand. Are you asking me? It depends on the block. What kind of block are you using? What kind of block are you making? And if you're doing it in strips, then just do it until it's the size you want it to be. Received 4 whole chickens, 2 in the oven, and I think I'm going to boil the other 2 for meat and stock. To cut it square. See, I don't have Hey Google. I won't, like, when we, I'm serious, okay? When we went to Nan's celebration of life, we rented a car. And it had the screen and everything, you know. And Briar was like, "Hey, Google." And then he said, "Okay, don't turn off your Hey Google, folks." He said, "Hey, Google, play a fart sound." And it would play a fart sound. And I said, and he goes, "Who doesn't want to do that?" It's like, I saw a short video of somebody saying 30 years from now, somebody saying to like Briar when he's 60, you do realize that every time you say that, they listen to everything you say. And he goes, "But yeah, it plays fart sounds." And I immediately thought of Briar. So when we were in the car, he kept saying it just to annoy me. So I said, "You have no imagination." I said, "Hey, Google, play an orchestra of farts." Tell me how many people just had an orchestra come up of a fart song. And it did. It came up with, but it was like an orchestra of music. And I said, if you're gonna Hey Google it, then you definitely want. Okay, I'm not going to say it anymore, but anytime you do that, use your imagination if you're going to be silly, right? So, hang on. Play a fart sound.
I cannot play sounds directly, but I can certainly generate a video of a fart for you if you'd like. Would you like me to generate a video of a cartoon character making a fart sound?
No, I want a fart sound. Don't make me go to Hey Google.
I cannot play audio files. I can only generate a video with sound or description.
Oh, you're so disappointing, Gemini. So disappointing. Yours farted, but not orchestra. Well, anyway, so today I have... Yeah, no, he's not going to fart on command for me. See? So my Gemini is much, much more sophisticated than the other one, right? Starting some stuff with AI, like what? Oh, yeah, yeah. If you already asked it if it was stupid. So instead of starting my stew on the stove, because last time I put it on, it was late in the day, I put my Dutch oven on the wood stove and put some avocado oil in it and put the lid on it and let it heat right up. And then I dredged my dredged my meat in seasonings and flour. I peeled and cut up my carrots and my potatoes, my onions. I used some frozen onions. And I took a carton of beef broth that I got for like $1.50, I think it was, or $1.25 because it was no name. And I went over and I turned the camera on and I threw all the dredged flour in the hot oil and I got it all browned up. And then I just added in the vegetables and I added in the carton of broth and I stirred it and I let it go until it bubbled up and then I put it on a rack. Bev, you said, "Hey, Google," and my room speaker is asking me what I wanted. Hey, Google, play an orchestra of farts. I'm just being a doofus. Well, hi, Serendipity. Thank you. I get compliments on my ears. Briar, it was a car going by. See, I brushed my hair and there's only one hair on my shirt. That's progress. Hey, S-Bender, how's it going? Hey, Debbie, how are you? Well, I won't do that anymore, okay? Gracie, stop. I am not talking to anybody but the camera. Nobody's up. Gracie Magoo, come here. Come here. Come here. Get up on the bed and lay down. Lay down. Lay down. You're going to be stubborn. Lay down. Mommy said, lay down. All the way down. Now you stop being a nuisance. As much as I love you, and I'll battle for your health, but this barking for no reason has got to stop. I'm not falling for it anymore. No. We're not doing the mummy. You got something in your eye. I'm not doing the mummy. You got to stop barking for no reason. Now lay down. Oh, now I've talked to her, so I've had... No. Lay down. Right down. Lay down. Down. Lay down. Right here. God. Lay down. Okay. My goodness. Now you stay there, please. Stop being a doofus. She gets away with stuff, but every once in a while, she will pull that stunt as if somebody's at the door or somebody's pulling in the driveway. And I have fallen for it one too many times. So we just had to have the talk. So I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry you had to watch me discipline my dog. But now I have to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. No. Okay, EJ, you stop telling me how to live with my dog, please. Stop telling me what I can and cannot feed her. Stop telling me how to discipline my dog. I have an 11-year relationship with this dog. Okay? You don't. So please don't tell me how to have a civil conversation with my dog to get her to behave. I'm the mama. I'm the alpha. So, you don't like it, just leave, please. I'm going to go to the bathroom and you make up your mind whether or not you're going to apologize to me for all the harassment that you've been giving me every time Howie gives her a bite from his plate. Okay? You're either going to apologize for the harassment or you're just going to walk off and never come back. In the meantime, I'm going to have a pee while you make that decision, please. Give me that kisses. Mwah! No, I'm going to the bathroom. be right back, folks. I had to put some stuff in the dryer. I gotta turn some lights on out here. I gotta stir my stew. Sorry, folks. I had to put my laundry in the dryer. Ow, my back. I had to put my laundry in the dryer and turn on my salt lamps. I forgot to turn them up. No, unhide EJ from the channel, please. I'm not, EJ needs to make the decision, not me, not you. Hey, Teflon! Yeah, exactly, Bender. Exactly. And the thing is, okay, is especially after what we went through with Gracie and Frankie, Gracie had to be let know that A, she's the only dog. B, she's loved and safe and secure. And C, I'm the mama. Always, always, always. Hey, Shell Bell. Is it a she? I didn't know EJ was a she. I understand that, but you don't hide them from the channel. You just let them go. And I got to explain something, folks, especially to my, Linda Boston. That's your new name, Linda Boston. Because she's a fierce Boston Terrier. She's just like, hey, abuela. Here's what you guys got to know, especially Linda, please listen. Never, ever, ever mistake my intensity when I'm trying to make a point as anger. I rarely get angry, okay? I just did what I did and said what I said without anger because when I've had enough, I'm going to tell people I've had enough, right? Well, I don't... Hang on. There. Unhid. Be nice to that poor dog, not happening. Okay, whatever. You do what you want, okay? You do you, boo. My 14-year-old dog was put to sleep 2 days ago. I would do anything to talk to her again. But once again, Bev was right. Thank you, York Glass, and I am so sorry for your loss. After what we went through last winter with Gracie, okay, here's the deal. We were giving her table scraps. Now, purebred dogs, even if they're not registered purebred dogs have issues. Okay. I knew my best friend Geraldine growing up in Apsley. They had a dog that was part husky, part lab, part this, part a great big dog named Caleb. And they gave that dog everything. Chicken bones, everything. That dog lived to be like 12 years old. He's a great big dog, right? But table scraps and purebreds don't necessarily mix. And I've had to learn that the hard way. Yeah, I'm doing great, Teflon. I had to cut a foot off my hair because my hair was falling out. But now I'm on biotin, collagen, magnesium, because since my teeth started falling out, like people seem to think I have teeth that I can chew us, but I don't. So I started losing my hair again. Because, see, I used to have like a ponytail would be that thick. I could get one of these around it maybe twice, right? But I had a gastric bypass in 2005 and 50 to 40% of my hair fell out. And that was because I wasn't getting the nutrition I needed. And then when my teeth started falling out, I didn't realize I was not getting, because I couldn't chew properly, I wasn't getting the minerals and stuff I needed out of my food. So I know. Oh, 18 Teflon. What breed is that? It had to be a little one. Hey, Cheryl. No regrets. Well, this is something I've said to Howie, like Howie's like, well, when Gracie earns her wings, let's put it that way, because I won't say it any other way because I don't want to tempt fate. But when when that happens, he wants a Boston Terrier. And I said to him last night, okay, you got to hear me on this. Because I had said, when Gracie goes, I'm thinking of adopting a retired dog from a shelter, like an elderly dog. And Howie goes, why would you do that? Why would you go through that all again, just loving them for them to die? I said, I said, how would you feel if your family just dumped you in a cage and never looked back because you got too old to be helpful? B, if they have no real health issues, they're just old, I'll take it, right? I'll take the dog. And Howie's like, well, I want, we need Boston so I can carry one up and downstairs with me and go. I said, okay, here, Howie, you got to listen. This was last night. I said, you got to listen to me, son. You got to listen to me. Okay. See, I call him daddy. I call him son. I call him love. I call him papa. I call him granddad. It is what it is. Okay. I said, now you got to listen to me. I raise the dogs. I train the dogs. I feed the dogs. And until they're old enough to go up and down stairs and that they're completely potty trained, they're never going to go and sleep with you. Unfortunately, honey, it will be my dog. Why? Because I'm the one who looks after it and trains it and feeds it, right? So I said, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm getting old. And puppies are a lot of work, especially little energetic Bostons, right? I figured I had a home and she needed one. Oh, I would love that, Kathy. A Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, a really good age for that breed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep, Palms too. Like smaller dogs. This is one of the reasons I think Gracie's living longer is because she's not a full-size boxer. And I told Howie, I said, and if I do get another puppy, I will probably get a boxer. But I think first I want to see how I feel bringing home a senior dog from a shelter, because my heart just breaks at the thought of them not being them being in a shelter. Just because it's a mature dog doesn't mean it'll be house trained. No, it doesn't mean it'll be house trained. But if it doesn't have health issues, okay, if it doesn't have health issues, it'll be trainable. At once, like people think, oh, you can't train an old dog to do new tricks. That's bullshit. You can show them that there is a better way. It takes patience. It takes love. right? I've had more than one rescue dog, folks, right? Hey, luck be a lady tonight. Hey, Joanne, how are you? You have to, if you're not notified, you have to go go onto the main channel, unsubscribe, resubscribe, click the bell once a week. Once a week. Because if you don't watch a video of mine every day, after a week they boot you from my channel. It's one of the ways they have of slowing down, because I get 1,000 new subscribers a month, right? But I'm also losing off the other end. So can you imagine if they weren't bumping people off my subscriber list, how big it would be right now? Gautier Sabato! JB, happy Thursday. My Mastiff was 10. Wow! Is 10. I've had to tell people that big dogs, I'm grateful he's aging well, not too many issues. 10 for a Mastiff. That's amazing. They don't normally go past like 7 or 8. And Great Danes, and things like Great Danes and St. Bernards. St. Bernards usually don't go past 5 or 6, right? It is a lot of work taking care of a dog. It gets even more difficult. Exactly. And when it's a puppy, there are rules about how I train them, right? I used to say to Howie, okay, we'll get puppies, but you got to help me. When you get home from work, you got to be the one to put them out. And I'd say, okay, the dog's got to go out. Because she, Gracie would walk up and look at him. And he'd go, no, she doesn't. Come on up on the couch with Daddy, Gracie. And I went, Howie, you're breaking my training. She has come to you to go to the... So I just stopped expecting him to do it. He does it now at bedtime. He puts Gracie out when he gets home and he's bringing him firewood, and he puts her out at bedtime. That's it. That's all, no more. As a matter of fact, we'll get halfway into our program and she'll want to go out just because he's home. Right? Cocker Spaniel grew to 40 pounds and we had 14 years together. There you go. Yeah, he's 100 plus. I think his mom was a Dane Lab, probably because he's a crossbreed. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, having purebred dogs, they all have, you got to look up the breeds because they do have health issues. No, Linda, you're not the only one who has a feline. If Joe was here, Joe Mama is a cat mama. Both my sons are cat people. I don't get it, but we had a 160-pound black lab that we had to do end-of-life care at 16 years old. There you go. Mastiff dad. I got Arthur. Remember in The Godfather? You know, the Mario Puzo writing and everything comes up with The Godfather. I got Arthur a t-shirt that had a cat with puppet strings or something on it. It said The Cat Father. And it was all done in like Mario Puzo script. It was really cool. It's falling apart now. He's worn it that much. Cat, a Maine Coon. See, if I were to get a cat, and the problem with Howie is allergic to long-haired cats. And if I were to get a cat, I'd want a Maine Coon cat. So I can't have one. And they're so regal looking. So regal looking. But apparently there's a lot of issues with inbreeding too. That's great for a locker, as they say. Number 1 genetically defective dog, Schnauzer, is not... Oh, for a boxer? A boxer is the number 1 genetically defective. I bet you who the number 1 is pugs. And now Boston Terriers are starting to look weird, right? They're not long-bodied at all. not long legged at all, and their necks are getting shorter and their faces are getting more pushed in. Like they're deliberately breeding them to be more pug like. I like the Bostons because they're like a little boxer, right? My Cavalier King Charles had brain issues that is an inbred issue, all due to breeders wanting a certain look. Yeah. So when it comes to that's one reason there's reasons why I won't buy a registered purebred dog. Like Frankie, I should have got her fixed before her first period because then she would have it might have been fine. But Frankie, you could tell Frankie was not a full bred boxer or a full bred pug because she had longer legs. She had, a little bit longer of a nose. Yeah, well, shelters here, you have to pay for them. You have to pay up to $400 or $500 or $400 to adopt from a shelter because they want to make sure people aren't just adopting for the sake of it. But I'm the type of person who I would walk into a shelter and say, I want that dog. You know what I mean? My long-haired cats don't bother my allergies. They don't really shed. You have to brush the hair out at times, but it doesn't fall out. Hard to explain. 3 layers of hair, I think. Yeah, well, we didn't have a lot of dogs growing up. We had Rusty when I was a kid, and he was part shepherd, part something else. He was like my Rusty. My Rusty was 3/4 German shepherd, 1/4 boxer. I know because I met his mom. Freakiest looking dog I ever saw. She was half boxer, half shepherd. She looked like something from Fright Night. Her mouth would go really wide, but she had this little pointy nose. It was really weird. But her dad was a shepherd. So, or Rusty's dad was a full breed shepherd. But he come out looking more like a small Belgian Malinois. His hair was really short. He was smaller, but he wasn't as tall. Most lived to 16 to 20 years old. Well, my last boxer, Emma, only lived to 9. And Peppy, my pug, only lived to 9. But you learn, Like I got to tell you, folks, when I do my gratitude list at night, and if my memory comes up to dogs that I treated the way I thought dogs needed to be treated, like chained up to a house outside, brought in only on the coldest of nights, that kind of thing. I'm getting a chest pain just talking about this because I ask for forgiveness every night because the more dogs I've had, the more I've learned. And Gracie is the epitome of everything I've ever learned. You know what I mean? You can look at them, but not touch him unless he wanted you to. Yeah. Aloka, the peace dog? No. So, I'm not a perfect human being. I did not know. I didn't know what it meant to be a dog parent. I didn't know, okay, that they are so intelligent, so sentient, so emotional, in the sense that I honestly believe to this day that dogs and cats are nanny cams for God. He watches us. The dog, I think, is the only animal on the face of the earth that will love you more than it loves itself. It will die for you. And I'm ashamed when I think back of how I did not realize that with our first dog. first couple of dogs. So, wild edibles teach, train to me, they are the same. Yeah. Hey, Suze. Exactly, Freaky Geek. They do train us. Like Howie says, I don't know who the Pavlovian dog is, you or Gracie. I said, that's because Gracie and I live together all day, every day, all night. The only time she gets Howie is when he comes home from work for the few hours a night that we have dinner and watch TV. And in the summer, when he's not at the races, but he's living in the motorhome because it's air conditioned, he might take her out one night to sleep with him. And that's a treat. But she's my dog. Oh, she's my baby. Oh, no, she's not, Howie. She's my dog. You know what I mean? Of course we're judged on how we treat our animals, right? I mean, look at EJ telling me not to discipline my own dog. Did I raise my hand to my dog? Did I yell at her? No. I had a conversation with my dog to remind her who the alpha is in the household and to let her know that barking for no reason is not acceptable. She got that. Have you heard her bark since? Right? Oh, I'd love a pit bull. I would love a pit bull. But unfortunately, in Canada, there's provinces like Ontario, which is the next province over, where they're banned. And if we travel ever, we're going to be taking our animals with us. So I can't run the risk of having a dog that won't be welcome somewhere. Otherwise, I'd raise pit bulls. I love pit bulls. Baby boys. You know what I mean? What's this, Canna? Well, you know, dogs worship you. You worship cats. Dogs worship you. Cats demand to be worshipped. That's kind of the way I see it. Well, that's my baby girl, Mama Dukes. She's my baby. People need to understand the way you speak to Gracie, that Gracie understands you. Yeah. Yeah. And she's stubborn. She is stubborn, right? I mean, the last time we had a delivery, she got almost out of hand at the door. And I had to say, no, that's not acceptable, right? It's one thing to alert me. It's another to try and push me out of the way so you can get out the door. No, that's not acceptable. Like if I'm walking with her on a leash, say at the track or something, you've seen her walk with me. She walks for me. Why? Because I've taught her from the day she was a pup, don't pull on Mummy. Don't pull on Mummy's leash. Don't pull on the leash. Mummy's got the leash. Sometimes she'll forget and she'll go to pull. I'll say, Gracie, don't pull. And she'll slow down to a walk for me. She'll walk at my speed. Gracie's the best dog I've ever had. And I don't want to talk about, how much time she has left because I don't know. I just know that every single day. So here's what's changed since she was sick last winter. Yeah, exactly, Teflon. Ottawa won't allow pit bulls. Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer, he was going to do a show. He had a fully packed stadium that like all the tickets were sold, but they wouldn't let him bring his pit bull, Caesar. And he canceled. And I say good for him. And so there's some things I don't agree with that Caesar does. right? Like, not that he does, it's his reasons behind it. And, yeah, he can control dogs. But I mean, I'm not as good at controlling Gracie, but then I don't want Gracie to be a robot either. You know what I mean? Oh, I love pit bulls. Pit bulls are just big babies. They really are. They really are. And they're the one dog. They tried to ban Shepherds. They tried to ban Rottweilers. They tried to ban Dobermans, but they succeeded with pit bulls, which is really, really wrong. He was charged with cruelty, the guy who kicked the dog. Yeah, pitties are sensitive, and they are protective. But again, if they're well trained and taught, okay, it took a lot for me. It took months for me to get Gracie's aggressive behavior after we rehomed Frankie. It took me months to get her aggressive behavior around other animals down. She's now social. Would I let her run in a dog park? No. But I mean, when we go to the track, she's well behaved and all that stuff. Yeah, Petey. He was charged with cruelty? Let's ask. Was Cesar Millan ever charged with cruelty to his dogs?
No, Cesar Millan has never been charged with animal cruelty. While he was the subject of a high-profile investigation in 2016, authorities officially cleared him of all wrongdoing. 2016 investigation details.
There you go. Size of my waist, so I had to be afraid of walking him or he protects me. Well, see, that's the thing, is there's certain things I do. I learned when we got a German Shepherd, when I was like 14 or 15, my dad got a dog. My brother brought him a pup. And I noticed right away that as soon as he woke up from a nap, he would piddle. And so the next time he woke up from a nap, I said, I put the paper down. I didn't realize that I should have been taking him outside, but he learned really, really fast. But I said, no, got to stay on the paper, buddy. And my brothers are going, no, don't do that. That's wrong. I said, no, he's going to pee as soon as he wakes up. And they went, blah, 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 blah. And I said, wait for it. And he will go to walk off the paper, and I put him on the paper, and he piddled. Okay, good boy. And they looked at me. I said, because I paid attention. So whenever puppies wake up, this is when I first start training them. I have them in a cage in my office, a crate, a big one. And they have a little nap. And when they wake up, I let them out of the crate. We go outside. And then they go beebies. And they go, oh, I said, good jobbies. Ouch. I burnt my knuckle on the wood stove the other day. And of course, it's the one that sticks out. And then I teach them how to play fetch. But before the fetch, I teach them to follow me. So they're very little. So I would walk up and down up the driveway, and they would chase me. And I'd say, come on. And then I'd walk away, and I'd say, come on. Why? To work the poop out. And then when they poop, good jobbies. Then we come in the house. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Right? But the last time Gracie ever went in the crate was to be punished. And I've never been able to put her, I've never put her in the crate since. Because Howie would give her his milk from his cereal. He would save her like a half a cup of milk in his bottom of his bowl. He can't do that anymore. A, he eats cereal downstairs, and B, I'm really, really, really firm on what she can and cannot have. Okay? And one night, no, it was one morning. I'd made Howie oatmeal. I made myself a bowl of oatmeal and I brought it back to bed to go through my email and eat my oatmeal before I went back to bed because it was like 6 a.m. And I went to have a pee and I came back and she was drinking the milk out of my bowl on my bedside table. And I just went, like I didn't yell. I was like, what are you doing? And she went, whoa. I said, get in the crate. You never, ever, ever, ever take food off a table. Now, she hasn't been in the crate since, but she won't touch food on a table. Whether it's a coffee table, an end table, a bedside table, a kitchen table, she won't touch it. But now, putting her in a crate would seem like punishment. So it's been well over like 2 years since she's been in the crate. But she doesn't need it now, right? Because she's, she's a well-behaved dog. When we go to the hotel, like when we go to Arthur's, it's important that we be able to bring our dog with us because we won't leave her in a hotel. In the past, we would have put her in a crate in the hotel room if we were just going out to dinner. But I don't even do that anymore. Like if I go out to dinner, if Howie and I go out to dinner and we're in, say, Peterborough, I'll ask my sister to babysit Gracie for a couple hours. And I tell her, she's gone pee, she's gone poo, don't take her outside. Right? Because my sister lives on the 9th floor, but she'll take her outside anyway. Like, oh, she's got to go because she was whining at the door. I said, no, she's whining at the door because we left. Don't take her outside. She's good for hours. Right? But now it's like if we were in Kingston, say, and Howie and I wanted to go out to dinner, I'd ask Arthur to babysit Gracie. It would be that simple. Because his cats disappear when Gracie comes. Except for Rufus. Rufus, the black cat, he'll get up on top of stuff and stare him down. It's really funny. Teaching the shepherd manners now. Yep. I don't think she remembers it now. So, but that's why I have not put her in a crate. Right? Because the last experience she had of the crate was as punishment. So that's why she hasn't been in a crate like 2 years. And besides, now, when we're at the racetrack, she can go in the motorhome, right? Or she'll come out on her chain, like on her cable, or she'll come out on a leash with me. But if she's done, she'll go in the motorhome and go in and lay down. And so she knows how things work now. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we've been on here for an hour, so I'm going to let you guys go. But thank you for backing me up when it comes to my dog. This is what she's gone. The moral of the story is, and this is why I got upset with EJ. She no longer eats table scraps. She's no longer allowed to finish the soup in the bottom of the crock pot or the stew in the bottom of the pot because they've been cooked with onions. She is allowed this and only this. If we're eating something she can't have, I will give her a liver treat while we have dinner. A couple of little small ones, because they're really rich on her pancreas. Okay? But if we're eating something like tonight's stew, Howie will take a piece of the stew, maybe he'll suck it off, like he'll suck the gravy off it, and the garlic and everything, and then and the juice, and he'll give her that. Because she was raised eating off of daddy's fork. So it would be an injury, emotional injury, if she didn't get something from his plate. Okay? So, and at bedtime, she gets 4 little liver treats. That's it. And if we're having, say, ice cream or something with whipped cream on it, it's a fingertip just to let her know she got it. And once she gets that, she's fine. She can beg all she wants, but Howie will look at her and say, Mommy said no. All right. That's because the last time, you know, he's like, oh, I'll let her have a little bit. Let her have a little bit. Let her have a little. The next day, he had to bring Pepto-Bismol capsules home because her stomach was gurgling and she wasn't eating. And I said, no longer do you get to indiscriminately ignore how I tell you Gracie needs to be treated. Because I'm not going through another winter like we did last year. All right. I love you guys. Take care. God bless. And what's today? Thursday? Maybe we'll see you at the quote frame tomorrow or at the sewing machine. We'll see. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And now I'm going to go over to my reading channel and I'm going to read chapter 34 of Christy. So if you are reading with Beverly Wolfe, now remember, I am live reading it, but if you're new and you want to listen, you can start back in the playlist with all the live readings I've done so far. Okay? So, reading with Beverly Wolfe, folks. I'll see you in 15 minutes over at that channel for Christy chapter 34. Take care. God bless.